All right. I was looking at these paintings that I did previously. This is this was called Birches with Orange #4, and the smaller one is Birches with Orange #3. And I felt that, I mean, I was just going with the flow, and I totally forgot to put all the foliage in front. And I said I'll just leave it because it looks neat like a forest fire. But I kind of, when I did the fifth one, which is over here, I kind of like the foliage, and it reminded me of the very first one I did. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to repaint, not repaint, but I'm going to add foliage to Birches #4, and then after Birches #3. And just for the hell of it, you know? Okay, and I've been away for a week up north, and there was like almost no internet access. So that's just where I've been for a week. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at this painting here, and over here is my main computer, and I can see the full painting. So if you ever see me looking this way, it's because I'm looking at the painting. And also I've got over here, I've got an iPad that can show, if anyone wants to like chat, I've got it here and also here. Where is it? There is it. Okay. So it should show up in a second. Okay. I've got some paints ready. Some paints ready. I gotta find my magical oranges. There's like these two oranges, which are just so nice. There's that one there. And then this beautiful one. It's actually a cadmium yellow, but what the hell? It's like beautiful orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do the same thing I did before, which is to shut the hell up and just start painting. Oh, I do have some people saying, I don't know why it's not, I can see text here. Donnie sent me a smiley face. Your work is amazing. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, well, fuck it. That thing's not working. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that. Finish boosting your post. I don't want to boost a post. You stupid iPad. Okay, all right. So let's see. When I look at this thing, oh yeah, I think I looked at some birch trees, and they don't really look like this. There are actually some birch trees, but the birch trees where I grew up going to, which is like more like a Algonquin Park area, Huntsville, Ontario, Lake Bays, that sort of area. They had a different type of birch tree, which is with they have like a knot here and it becomes fine lines. But I just made these up, and it turns out there are birch trees that do have this kind of shape. So I'm definitely babbling. Okay, so what did I do over there? I think, did I start with light? I'm not sure. I'll just start doing this. I'll start adding little dabs of paint and color, and the hope is that it'll give an impression of like canopies. Unable to find page. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Oh, I should turn this off to make sure it's smooth. Okay. Hey, Cheryl. Okay. So I don't know how exciting this is going to be. I'm literally just going to be putting lots and lots of little dots of color. Please tell me if I'm in the way, or if I should move the camera in closer. Just let me know, because you know it's hard to tell what you guys see. Okay, this feels good. I'm glad I'm doing this. The other beneficial thing of putting these little splotches is I can cover up sort of areas that were bothering me before. Because I don't like to do precise work. You know, I like it a little messy. And it's a combination of impatience and I just don't like it when it's too anal, too uptight and controlled, you know what I mean? Okay, so this laptop and this iPad. Sorry, just let me just check what network I'm on this thing. Yep, I'm on the right network. I'll turn off that. Come back here, go to Facebook. Come on, Facebook. You can do it. Okay. The one thing I really, the one big downer about live streaming is I can't play music. So you always get copyright notices, and you either have an option of taking it down, you know, trying to fight it, which is silly because I'm obviously not listening. I'm obviously listening to copyrighted music, or they just mute the whole thing. So unfortunately, you know, I can't really listen to music or podcasts, which I like to do. So what happens in the absence of that is I start babbling to fill in the silence. All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna guess, what I guess I'm gonna try to do is able to bring out light in the bottom here. Okay, so first step is start adding brush strokes of a certain pattern, which is what I'm doing. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put them on the foreground on top of the trees that are, and the branches that are the most prominent, right? So like this one is obviously the most prominent branch of the whole painting. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of color there, which would imply that the leaf is on that branch, if you know what I mean. And maybe I'll even make it thicker as it goes up, so it's even less visible. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with this background. And this is the other most prominent one, is this branch right here. So I'll put some, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just making this up. I don't know if this is right or wrong. Let's just do this. Grouse painter you are. I am a arrest myself to, I love it a lot. It's gross artwork from KBK, the artist. Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying, Brenda. Sorry. I'll have to spend a little bit more time trying to understand what you just wrote. Gross painter you are? Is that the word? Like Grouse? It's a grouse. I think that's a type of bird. I don't know if that's what you meant to say. But hey, listen, I'm totally cool with insults. I'm totally cool with saying that's the stupidest pile of crap I've ever seen. That stuff doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I usually find it entertaining. So I really do not mind any kind of criticism. Usually just makes me giggle. I had some people say some funny stuff like, I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty awesome. It was pretty much like, that's, you can even just sort of imagine what the person was like. That's like, my grandkid could do that. I love it. I love it. Don't be shy about speaking your mind. And do not get offended. I'm definitely from what's considered an old school world of political incorrectness where there's probably nothing you could say, anyone could say that would really offend me because I just don't take it personally. You know, it doesn't bother me. The thing about when people say offensive stuff is it says something about them, right? It says their own point of view. As long as you're not causing violence, you know what I mean? You're not crossing that line. That line of free speech somewhere that would incite actual violence. I don't have any problems with criticisms. Oh, got a bunch of stuff here. I'm from Fergus, Ontario. Right on. Fergus. Woohoo. 56. You don't have to say your age. I'm 48. Can you actually see this, what I'm doing? Or is it too far? So, guys, let me know if you want me to zoom in or leave it like this. So until someone says zoom in, I'm just going to keep on going. Oh, the other thing too is I'm going to add some sky poking through. Kind of like the sky poking through. And part of the reason I'm doing this is I want to have some uniformity in this, you know, this series of Birches with Orange, and I want them to be Birches with Orange. I can always come back and do something more abstract later. I feel like I want to do, like 5 is probably the minimum that you could sort of get away with calling it a series. And so when I finish these 2, it'll be 5, but zoom. Okay, we got a zoom request. Here we go. Let's say I'll start working over in this corner. Ooh, too high. I gotta adjust my tripod. Hold on a second. Do not have a high-tech studio here. Got this flimsy cam. Okay, now I gotta lower. Hold on, be patient with me for a sec. I gotta lower. Oh, I know what I could do. Here we go. I can adjust this part. There we go. Okay. So why don't I start on the left corner there? I'll try to focus over here. All right, so palette, this orange color, which is already predominant everywhere, I'm going in and I'm just going to add it on top of branches, even the trunk. Why not, right? I should even bring it coming down here. And I'm going to come in soon. I'm going to do a different shade of this orange. I'm going to pick a different tone. And usually I do that by just taking a little bit of another color and mixing it in. And it creates a slightly different variation. It's very important, I think, to do that. Just don't use one color. It would be really boring. Here, I'm going to try something. I'm going to add some white over here. I'm going to try mixing the white in here and look what happens. Ooh, that really brightens it up. It really opens it up, doesn't it? That was kind of a good idea. Get some more of that white. I'll try this orange. Let's see how that performs. It's definitely a different kind of vibe. This is more of a pastel. And why don't we just, yeah, I'm not crazy about that pastel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and get that cadmium yellow, which is actually this orange. Slap some on there. Let's see if I have a little bit more white. There we go. And let's mix it up. Get some white. I can't really see where I'm looking, guys. Sorry. Okay, so some much brighter white. And let's bring it in here and start putting layers down. Occasionally, okay, so I'm doing this one uniform kind of brushstroke, which is going to get monotonous soon. So I might start doing things like streaks. See this? So I'm just drawing a line. Normally I'd like to use a thinner brush, and I might actually like bring the brush over the other ones. So it just creates some variety, and look how it's, fuck it, you can just see it. Shut the hell up, Josh. Okay. Okay, I'll move it along. How about we mix this yellow and this orange? Yellow and orange, and where's the rest of my white? I think I'm out of white. Let's see what comes up here. All right. That's not bad. Canvas is shaking a bit, can't help it. This is a smaller canvas, and it's on my metal easel that I've had since I was about 16, which is 1986. Okay, I'm just over here by my paints, and I'm squeezing with both hands to get more white out, because I really want to, I was really happy about that mixture of orange and yellow cadmium. So now I got a big nice blob of white, and there's that yellow cadmium, and I'm just going to mix the crap out of this, and it's going to make a much, look how bright that becomes. Wow, that's so nice. Almost like creamsicle. I don't know if they still have creamsicles, but that was one of my favorite desserts. It's like, was it orange? You know, for those who know me, know that I don't talk a lot. So it's kind of weird that I'm really babble when I'm starting to paint. Maybe because I feel more free. Also, it's not really a conversation, is it? Okay. So here's, I'm just adding a bit more different brush strokes that don't really conform. Oh, I'm painting now from the side of the brush. I don't know if it's obvious, but usually when I'm doing the main brush strokes, I kind of paint more directly down so I can get that nice oval shape. But sometimes I just go, like there's paint along the edge of it, so I just sort of just draw it off. And you can do it however you want. I'm just sort of pointing out, I'm just observing stuff as I do it. I just do it subconsciously, just sort of do it. Now, my camera won't go any further, so I'm gonna have to move the whole canvas, the whole stretcher easel thing over here. There, what can you see? All right. Gotta drink some coffee. Pull the easel up and point it down so it's more flat. Come on, baby. Work with me. There we go. Here's what I need. Now it's more flat. I'll raise it up higher. Right now we're probably about 5.5 feet or 6 feet in the air. Okay. It's got a bit of a weird angle, so I'll straighten it out. Okay. So probably won't be able to read your text because the iPad isn't working and the other computer is at a weird angle. I can't see it, so I'm just gonna have to just paint. Just paint, say nothing. I mean, can't reply. Yeah, here's some fun stuff I like to do. I like to go in and just try to make one area interesting with different patterns. So there's like intentionality behind it. There's like a mind behind it. It wasn't just some random splotching garbage like Jackson Pollock, which is like some of the most embarrassing stuff around. That's just my opinion. Okay, let's go in. Is the camera on down here? Oh shit. We're gonna go down here now. Yeah. Just had some little ones. Why not? Just had some dots, little babies, little baby. Why not? Just to say you can't do that. Kind of feel like before I even finish all this, I'm gonna start working in some of the sky. And all I'll do is I'll do something of a similar nature, but I will add white and blue. So let me just add a bit more, or add some, because I haven't even touched this area yet, really. Some more. I'll just use up all the paint here on my palette. And then I'll hit the sky. Okay, let's do some sky. I'll have to choose a different brush. Just give me a sec here to put a couple of these things in here. Yeah, why is that there? Okay, sky time. That goes in the water. I'm gonna pick a brush, which is, let's see. Yes, this is, it looks like a good brush for it. You see the brush? It's about that big. And sort of flatten the side. And I'm gonna go in with this paint that I had from before. And I'll just start putting larger shapes where I think the sky might come through, and I'm going to try to do it in different brushstrokes than the leaves, obviously. So it might come in and have angles and come across here and just do stuff. Now I think what I'll do is I'll stick with this one blue right across, and then later I'll add white higher, so it gives an impression that, whoops, as the sky is higher, it's lighter in the sky, so it gives a bit of sort of dimensionality of that space. That sounds like bullshit. Yeah. Okay, so that's a bit of light coming through here. Move that back. Move this down. Let's go over to where that is. There we go. Looking dandy. Thanks. So this kind of painting, you know, I wouldn't consider high art. You know, it's decorative. It's pretty to look at. I'm trying to be unique. You know, I'm trying not to be like everybody else. I'm definitely influenced by paintings that I love, such as the Group of Seven, such as Van Gogh, such as Gustav Klimt, such as Toulouse-Lautrec, such as Chagall, such as, man, there's so many people I could reference painters that I love and respect. Lucien Freud. So it's not like I'm creating a huge statement with this thing. It's just meant to be. I'd love to be able to create something like just. It's weird. Like imagine starting with nothing and then trying to create something that has an impact to you at an emotional level, right? And I've always found it's very easy to do the shock art. You know, like I could easily create shocking stuff. And believe me, I've thought about it so many times, and I have done a lot of stuff that was, you know, very risque, and I just haven't shown anybody. But it kind of, to me, it felt like what's the point of that? Like, what you just something that felt wrong and easy. You know, it felt cheap. It's kind of like a jump scare in a movie. You know, you get cheap thrills. So this is my way of trying to create something beautiful where it didn't exist before, and also trying to be original. But also I have my influences where it comes from. I don't know if I fail or succeed, but that's just my intention with these particular ones, because I really do love being up in Northern Ontario. Like, it's gorgeous, man. And so I'm not doing plein air paintings. Like, I'm literally just making this stuff from my mind, from my memory. And I kind of like that too, because in my family, psychology plays a very prominent role. My dad's a psychiatrist. My brother and my sisters and I all have degrees in psychology, you know, and so the human condition is always like a forefront in our family discussions and minds when we talk about like world politics or whatever it is. So what the hell am I talking about? What in the hell am I talking about? I totally lost my point. Maybe one day I'm going to erase all these videos because I sound like a complete moron. And I'll get embarrassed. I mean, you know, I only talk about it's very, I've only talked about like things that are meaningful to me to a very small group of people, my closest friends, right? And here I am completely now saying it on the internet. And I'm purposely doing this because I don't know who said it, but I believe it to be true that you have to step out of your comfort zone. When you're comfortable, you're not growing and improving. So this is what I'm doing. I'm talking to some complete random strangers, which is the exact opposite of what is natural to me. And so I think it's right to do this. It's forcing me. You know, I feel like almost obligated to do this live stream painting now whenever I do it. I can't explain it. It's like a weird compulsion. Okay, let's see if that helps. Let's step back a bit. Okay. Yeah, the sky opening up is kind of nice. I think that blue is not as obvious. I guess that's okay. I think I gotta come in. Should I do something down here? Yeah, I think I might add a bit more strong contrast down here, because this was kind of this idea I was going for, which is almost like a weird swamp. Like you can't tell where the earth is, where the if it's ground or not. And I was kind of having fun with that idea. So that's what this was all about. But I think what it needs is needs more. Yikes. These here, we don't need this stupid iPad. The iPad's not even working. It's got the mic attached to it, so I have to just don't fall over. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Now it's showing on my iPad. Oh, that's kind of cool. I can see what you see. I can see the back of my fat neck. Okay, I need some more. Let's try some red. Cadmium red hue. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to bring back that beautiful, that one, and I'm going to bring back this one, which is gorgeous, and I'm going to have to use two hands to squeeze it out. So this is what happens when your paint's almost done. See, these things are like made of like a tin or something, so you kind of have to do this like just like toothpaste, but you have to use a lot more force. And the other thing you have to do, I've noticed, is you got to pull this part up, and that creates like an open channel. And every once in a while you get a little break in the side. It depends on how rough you are with it, and any second now it's going to pop open. There we go. So I'm going to use these three colors to add some depth. Maybe I'll start swirling in the middle, more in the reds, orange reds. Ooh, that's kind of a nice thing. Whoa, that's like a color that reminds me of something. I don't know what this color reminds me of. I mean, it's on camera. You can't really see how cool it is, but it's almost like a candy. It's very neat. It's perfect. It doesn't smell like anything. So maybe I'll try using that darker red to go. Like do I want to create a canopy? Like the idea of a canopy is that there might be like lighter colors and underneath it darker colors, as if light was hitting it from the top, but I don't know. Maybe I'll kind of keep it a little abstracted. Okay, now I can see what people are saying. Let's go to the comments. Hold on. Oh, I have to put on mute. I gotta mute it. Oops. Okay, I've muted it. Cheryl, nice. You need to do a southwest painting with that color. What is a southwest painting? Are you talking about like, when I think of southwest, I think of like Arizona and cowboys. Unless you mean southwestern Ontario, which is like wine country. What do you mean, Cheryl? What's southwest? Because remember, I'm up in here in Toronto, so relative to me, southwest is it could be Hamilton or Niagara. I don't know where you're from. Definitely gotta put some big. Okay, here's where I'm gonna mess it up a bit. I'm gonna put some bigger strokes. All right, I'm just gonna get this red, and I'm just gonna boom, 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 boom. I don't know what they mean. I feel like I just have to do that. Just totally go by instinct. I guess I've always respected artists more who go by instinct. They just go by how they feel, and they don't analyze it too much and try to make it perfect. Because I think painting's about emotions. Could be theory. Sedona. Well, is that Sedona? That sounds very American. I don't know what Sedona is. Sedona sounds very much like. Definitely know Hamilton. Where's Sedona? Do they have cowboys in Sedona? I have family, and part of my, I have family in Denver, and Telluride, and Cheyenne is a big part of half my family was from Cheyenne, so there is a bit of a cowboy, not blood, but living. Like, got family in Atlanta, Florida, definitely in the Colorado area, a whole bunch of people. But Cheyenne, I can't remember the stories, but my parents used to always tell us these stories about Cheyenne, Wyoming. And that was the Jewish half of my family. So it was all about the Jews in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And unfortunately, I can't remember the stories. Because I was young. I remember that particular time, I was quite young when we went down to visit that area. I've been to Denver quite a few times, and I've been to Telluride, Colorado quite a few times. I spent a summer there. It's such a magical place. So freaking gorgeous. It doesn't seem real. Arizona. I spent some time in Lake Powell. When I was young, and I did a lot of skiing, so I got a chance to ski in Telluride a bunch of times, Vail, Aspen, all those areas. Man, I love skiing. Can't do it anymore though. My knees are pooched. Okay, what do you think? Do we have something here? I think we might. We might have something here. Oh, so talking to you, Cheryl, about looks like a forest in Michigan, the stately birch trees and the autumn leaves. Yeah, I think there's a lot of land. I think Michigan and southwestern Ontario and like this area where I'm specifically thinking of, I think there's a lot of commonalities in the type of forestry and the environment. You know, it's all that the Great Lakes area. I mean, that's where I'm from. But so the only problem I have with the whole southwestern thing is I got to be true to myself. I've never been there. I've never experienced it, and everything I do here comes from like these memories I have of I was just there on Saturday, you know, and it was definitely, this is more of a fall setting. So I have so many great visual memories of driving up to the cottage that we used to have. And there was on Highway 21, when we were going towards Fox Point Road where our cottage used to be, the road used to be like a tunnel of these beautiful orange. It was like you're going through this tunnel of orange. It was incredible. And then every once in a while you would come up higher, then you'd see like these clouds of, I'm talking about trees specifically, like these billowing clouds, unquote, of oranges and yellows, and just fucking gorgeous, man. So that's why I'm painting these. And I don't think I could do that Sedona thing since I've, you know, it's just, I gotta, you know, I can't draw any reference from it, right? Like this is all coming out of memories. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. I definitely killed that forest fire thing. I think I was a little bit cool with the forest fire at the time because my brother who lives in California was very close to all those forest fires. So I was kind of thinking a little bit like, hey, you know, maybe this is kind of what you experienced. He sent me one video where he was driving down this highway and there was like literal fires on either side of the road. So that's kind of why I left it, you know, like a lot of times, you know, it's accidents when you're painting that just look good. So let's compare it. It just, until recently, looked like this, which definitely looks like a forest fire, doesn't it, burning behind? And I have no problem with that. But like I said, I mean, that's cool. That's a cool ass looking forest fire kind of thing happening. But it's going to change. I'm going to work on that one after this one. I guess I just, because I want to be consistent with this Birches with Orange, because that was not, that one down there is no longer Birches with Orange. It's Raging Forest Fire coming to destroy. That's that one that could be about. And actually, I have thought about like doing paintings of fire because you know, fire is beautiful. I remember being in a cottage and we had what kind of camera did we have? It was a slow-mo camera, and I was doing slow-mo videos of the campfire, and it's gorgeous. Until I went on Google and I searched for paintings of fires, and you know, someone's already done it, so it kind of squashed that idea. Because it is important to me to try to be as original as you can. I mean, that's the hard thing to think about being an artist today, is that there's so many talented people out there, and with the internet, there's just about anything you can think of. It's already been done. So you sort of have to remain somewhat ignorant, because otherwise you'll just be crushed and depressed, and realize that, you know, you're never going to do anything that's going to be unique. So that's kind of what I do. I try not to look too much. Like when I started painting, I try to just say, I'm starting from my head. This exists nowhere but what I'm going to do right now, you know, rather than having like photographs and then just reproducing a photograph exactly the same. You know, I think that the only time that was sort of like, to me, kind of like interesting and valid as art, and there's so many people that are very talented and they can reproduce a photograph onto a painting. The only time it was really valid was probably when, I think his name was Glenn Close, did this large photorealistic frame. I think it was his face. He had glasses on. I remember seeing all the time going, wow, that's really interesting. Because it was one of the, at least to my knowledge, to my memory, one of the first times that, you know, large photorealistic paintings of people was new and different. But now you go on Instagram, thousands and thousands and thousands of people do that. Very talented, technically amazing, technically better than I am, you know. But to me, I just can't do it. I just feel like my soul would be crushed. You know, that's why I don't like to do a lot of portraits, because portraits are just reproducing something for somebody else according to their expectations, right? And like the whole point of me doing this painting is that one of the only areas in life where I can do whatever the hell I want, you know? I'm a responsible adult otherwise. Okay, let's do some. Let's get in here. This time I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna paint with this straight red, dark red. What is the hell is this? Cadmium deep hue. It's got to say cadmium red deep hue. I'm just gonna put a little spots of it. Bam. It's important to do sound effects when you're. What a difference it makes. It just creates something else happening. It takes it away from that perfect, happy little. I still want to do happy little paintings. I want to do paintings that sort of can have some sort of heart to it. Okay, now that I've done that, and your eye can be drawn further into it, I have to address the bottom part here. Now this was very much in a style I was creating this droopy style of wetness, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe the markings of the trees I'm not very happy with. Like, I made them up and they don't look like real birch trees. Let me grab a break. Because I know, after looking at some photographs of birch trees, there's probably more spacing of white than these shapes that appear. And what I did is, I don't know if you saw the video, I was being really impatient. I was just like, I just want to get this done. So I think I need to go back and take a little bit more time to make those birch-like. And then something about the grass. I'm just going to stand back a bit. There is an interesting effect going on. There's this happy like light coming through, and then there's almost like this mysterious murkiness here. What to do? I'll tell you. I'm looking at my iPad right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm looking at the live stream of the iPad, and the color sucks compared to this. It looks like washed out. So I think, and that's the tricky thing about showing something digitally, is that the saturation is so much stronger here than it is in the video stream. Okay, what to do? Do I take a break? Okay, I think, how long has it been? I usually do about an hour, and then I need to take a break. How long has it been? 48 minutes. Yeah, it feels about that. So I have to sit here and look at it and go, what the hell? Oh, and I'm very excited about doing some crazy ass paintings. I've got some larger canvases ready to go. So over there in the canvases, those are about 6 feet by 4 feet. I think I've got a couple left. I just feel like doing something just more figures. I'll try to stay to this theme of Algonquin Park kind of stuff, but I just feel like doing something like crazy and wild. What should I do? Okay, for some reason, my brain is saying, get some blue or get some browns and put some depth in there. So I'm just going to take my finger with this color, and this paint is actually kind of dry. It's hard to even pull off. It's probably, it's got to be at least a week old. Just add some depth in between some of these things. So I'm going to get some of this brown. Yeah, looks kind of nice. I'll take some of that brown and I'll bring it over here into the ground. So it actually warms it up a bit because it's so full of purples. I guess what I'm trying to do is maybe make this contrast a bit more extreme. So I'm filling in some of these lighter areas with this brown. I'm just really just flopping it on there. Can you guys see that? Like who knows what the fuck these things are? Okay, now I'm gonna, do I have any green? It was a bit too brown there, so I'm gonna take this green and I'm gonna bring it across here. I'm gonna make it darker for where those trees are ending. And maybe I'll even put blue there. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Down here. Some water. Some water. There we go. And then it needs to be like as if there's light coming across. So let's just try some light. It's going to be yellow. Let's try some of this yellow. It's too yellowy, so I'll mix it in with some of this and see what happens when I do this. Actually, it should be even more white. Let's try this. Oh, I know where I need it. Right over here. Right? And then finger painting is fun. All right, so what's missing is, I think, still a sense of depth. I'm going to go in with this dark blue. And I'm going to mix it down here in areas between trees. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh. That is intense. That is gorgeous. I'm loving that. And I think I might even bring in some dark purples too for this stuff. Yeah, I'm loving that. Look at that. So it was sort of taking over where the brown was. Now I'm gonna go for that dark purple. This one here. And I'm gonna take that purple. And I'm just gonna mix it in here. And it almost looks black actually. That's interesting. I bet you I needed a bit of white to now watch this. I'm gonna put a bit of white. So look how dark that stuff is. And watch this. Turns this freaking amazing purple. Look at that. Oh yeah. So maybe it's a little bit higher. That light purple. Yeah. That is a beautiful freaking purple. Hello, purple. I think. That is a nice purple. Am I saying that enough? Look, I'll bring it over here and I'll use my hand at an angle and just draw it in here, and then maybe I'll bring some down. Oh, look at that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at this. Why am I getting so excited? Now is when I feel like I'm creating artwork. 'Cause I'm just, every moment is sort of like this micro kind of event. And I can, it just feels nice. You know, it feels good. That doesn't feel good, so I'm gonna cover you up with some, what? That's not good. Well, let's just turn it into something. Let's just turn this thing into something. Yeah, why not? Why can't I do that? Fuck it, undid it. And I'm gonna go like that. Now, oh, a dark green could also be very good at this point. Yikes. Here we go. Dark green, once it hits some of the lighter colors, like this could be sort of one of those horizontal shadows that are coming across. I'll make it more pronounced. See what I mean? Okay. Yeah, it's nothing like finger painting just to bring it together and create something new. That looks nice. Look at this. Love it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop. Had some fun there. I'm gonna stop. I may come back and work on the white part of the trees. I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go work on that other small painting and fix it up. But there you go. So I added sky. I added a lot more brushstrokes to create and remove the fire effect. And down here, I just sort of went a little nuts, doing some interesting colors, and you know. Okay, yeah, that's good. I'm gonna stop right there. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go have another coffee. I'm gonna clean up, and if I feel in the mood, which I think I am, I'm gonna go back to this one, and it's gonna get the treatment. Birches. Oh, well, just 1 second. What would happen if I put a little bit of purple poking through? Like over here around these things. It's like positive and negative space, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop. Done. All right. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Ta-ta. I'm gonna go clean up. Bye.